but the micro there from Monchi was fantastic.
Alright, so the Observer should be built first of all, because he's not sure what's going on. Chronos it out. By the time the Observer gets over there, there'll be 3 to 4 Phoenix ready, and they're just going to go in. There's no anti-air really, there's a lot of probes coming down. Monchi can play this 2 ways again, there's 2 branches he can go down. He either throws down an expansion, or he adds on just more and more units, and just goes and kills his opponent. So both are viable. Here come the Phoenixes, 2 initially, 3rd is on the way right behind it, and he's going to go straight in.
Interesting that there's only 2 at the moment. Guardian Shield and a couple of pot shots being taken on them though, and Monchi hasn't actually killed anything yet with those Phoenixes, and one of them almost dying, a little bit careless there. And it looks like the forward pylon was a spot, and he's going to be lifting that Zealot, pick that apart for a serve that he has the option to warp in additional units, and now the Observer has made it into the base of Monchi.
Alright, so Monchi's going to expand behind this. He's going to start building a lot of Phoenixes, or not a lot of Phoenixes, but a lot of units behind this eventually. He's going out for the Robo because he knows that Immortals eventually will beat down a ground gateway army, so he wants to build Immortals of his own. But the Phoenixes now, they are going to be so durable in this game. They have to be. Sentry pickups, probe pickups, loose unit pickups, and here he's going to start this off. But oh my god, he's already lost 1 Phoenix, a little bit sloppy there, and it was all started down to when he hovered over those units, which has kind of hurt him a little bit here.
He needs to be just a bit careful, really. I mean, those Phoenix can be so useful later on in the game. Even after you stop building them, as long as you keep them alive, they can swoop into the base at any time and pick off a probe. They can rejoin the main army and pick up some units like Immortals, for example, if he feels he is necessary. But really, he should be using those Phoenix to A, harass, and B, attempt to keep Starnan in his base now. That's really where the strength is going to lie.
Alright, so I have 2 opinions on what's going on right now. So Starnan is continuing to build probes. Why? I'm not too sure, because he hasn't looked to expand yet, unless he's taking it slow. He knows his opponent's expanded, so I think that may be a mistake. On the other hand, Monchi, I'm not too sure why he continues to use his energy to pick up probes, because at the same time, if he knows his opponent's not going to expand, which he hasn't seen, he needs the energy to pick up units. He doesn't have a large army, and there's a certain timing coming out by Starman now saying, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to expand. I have a Warp Prism coming down too, which is going to be used aggressively, and now Monchi has to save his energy to defend. And if he goes in and uses it on probes again, he's not really doing anything, because the probe count's already too high. The income's never going to drop if he keeps on picking up, and that again is a waste, because this timing could be game-changing.
No, you're absolutely right, Apollo. At the end of the day, if Starnan comes across with just a superior unit composition towards the natural expansion of Monchi and says, look, I know you have an economic advantage, which is why I'm just going to build units off of 1 base and crush you now, always useful to have energy on those Phoenix to be able to come and pick up some of the heavy hitters like the Immortals, maybe get the Sentries out of play or something like that. But if he uses all that energy too early on, they won't be able to participate in that battle, which could be so dangerous. Monchi now going to be getting his Robotics Bay. He will not have Colossi up by the time this hits, though, because Starnan's already moving out across the map.
And Monchi's just got such a great defense. They've already set up, he's played this out beautifully, even not really needing the Phoenix energy. Look at that, a great amount of units, 2 Immortals versus 2 Immortals, Robo Bay on the way, he's got everything he wants. And now comes the attack. Is Starnan going to be able to do it? Force fields are going to be key in focusing out and getting rid of the Immortals from Starnan. And here we go, Monchi, he defends this and go into game 3.
That's right, let's see if he can do it. The Phoenix are a little bit out of the way at the moment. He's just going to continue to try and do as much damage to the probes as he can. A couple of force fields going out early on, actually picking off a couple of Stalkers from Starnan very early on in this engagement is Monchi. Counter force fields from Starnan do not successfully pick apart those Zealots, and Monchi with a great start here to this defense.
Indeed he did, or still has. And he's got 29 pros versus 24, 2 base saturation. He's got better economy setup. 3 Immortals versus 2 Dancing Zealots. Oh my god, Monchi is so confident right now. Dancing Zealots in the face of his opponent, and now Starnan comes in for his last ditch effort. Is Monchi going to be able to defend? Great micro with the Warp Prism there, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
That was so good. Don't forget, when the Stalkers are picked up by the Warp Prism, of course, they're not actually firing as well. So while the micro is great, he's temporarily using units, and Starnan is slowly getting whittled down here. The Zealots are just creeping further and further forward, and the Warp Prism is going to go down as well. Dear, oh dear, that's going to be a GG, and we have a 1-1 situation.
Yeah, Starnan unfortunately dropping that game there, taking a swig of water. Needs to refocus, ready for game number 3. And look at that happy grin with a teddy bear as Monchi picks up the victory and moves on to game number 3. Very, very solid game there from Monchi. Defended, got scouted initially, defended what was coming, and then landed a superior counterattack. He read his opponent on how he was going to play, knew exactly how he was going to finish the game from the initial defense.
Yeah, that was great reactionary play.